Nonprofit organization focused on promoting business growth, building community, and advocating for the sustainable economic success of the greater Clinton region. Grow Clinton This Morning, a program in partnership with KROS.
Well, back-to-back weeks, Lesley Webster. And
we both are so lucky.
I guess so. And you, of course, you got your red, white, and blue on there. You're
That's
getting
right.
ready for the holiday.
That's right.
Big plans at all, or are you going to relax?
I'm going to relax. How about you?
Well, I'm going to relax as well. First of all, I'm going to come in and work in the morning.
Right.
Then I get to relax.
Sure.
But our riverfront is going to be very busy. I had David Helsher in last Thursday.
Right.
A lot of activities going on.
And that team has been working so hard just to try to make sure they bring as much as possible to the riverfront and to town so that, you know, you can have something to do all weekend.
There's bags tournament. There's different competitions going to get underway early. A carnival back into town.
Oh, did we get one for sure
yes,
back?
Yes, he was talking about all the work that went into getting the carnival.
Right.
But that is going to be in the area where the stages were for the tailgate and tall boys.
Because the original carnival they had lined up had backed out.
Right.
And so that's good. The last meeting I was at, they were working on booking someone else, but I hadn't heard. So good. Yeah. That's wonderful.
And of course, there's going to be wrestling.
Right.
Down there on the riverfront, a lot of other activities. Music
Volleyball,
as well.
wiffle ball. Yep. There's a kids tractor race, I think, right?
Could be.
Something like that.
And then, of course, the Lumber Kings are going to be in town that day, and fireworks following
Fireworks, that's right. Yep, and I heard he had a great fireworks show this weekend.
Yeah, last Friday at the ballpark, and the team is doing so well. And it's good to have baseball at that facility. It's such a beautiful ballpark.
Mm-hmm. It is. And it's really fun that it's, you know, we were talking just before we went on air that several of our players this year are local. And so that even adds another fun touch to that, you know, go out and you're literally rooting for the home team. Like, go do that.
So I was at the game on Friday, and then afterwards, Max Holy, who played shortstop for Clinton High, and he was the conference player of the year. He's now down at Central Missouri.
Okay.
And he was signing autographs for the young kids.
That's awesome.
I thought that was so cool.
I love that. That's great.
To do
yeah.
that.
And they're really on a roll. I mean, fantastic. It looks like they're headed to playoffs.
Yeah, they won the first half, so they definitely will be in the playoffs at the end of the regular season. Could extend to the 11th and 12th. Which is going to be another big event down on the riverfront.
That's right. That's right. So that weekend is also the Bound for the Kingdom Festival, which last year it was called Kingdom Bound, and it turns out there's already a festival called that in New York or something. So John, who's the festival organizer, he didn't get contacted or anything. He just was being proactive and making sure he didn't step on anyone's toes. So 11th and 12th, there were some big names coming. If you're into Christian music, there's Colton Dixon, who originally got to be known on American Idol, I think. I believe it was American Idol. And so he's the headliner one night, and then the second night is Cochran and Co. So there are some big names. And then some that were here last year. J.J. Weeks is back. Trampolines are back. And I don't remember the whole list off the top of my head. But,
of course, that'll be coming up then mid-August. But it's so great that we're utilizing the riverfront the way we are. Because we've got Finally Friday, of course, will be coming up this Friday. It'll be their second of the season. And though it's not on the riverfront, you got music on the Avenue.
That's right.
And you got market music going to get started in July up on Main Avenue.
I know. I love it. And there is just, we hit the summer season and you just can't turn around without getting live music in this area, and I love that. So Wide River Winery has music a lot. The View, of course, is doing all kinds of shows. And I know, like, Rusty Barrel has had bands in and stuff like that. So it's going to be great.
And then, of course, we got the Showboat, the Clinton Area Showboat Theater, and Cinderella playing right now.
Right. Are you going to see that one?
Probably not.
It is one of my favorites I remember from childhood. And my mom is actually coming to town. She lives in Arkansas, and she comes up. She likes to try and come at least once a summer to get a show in. So when she heard Cinderella was coming this summer, she's like, that's the one. So she'll be here next week, and we'll go see it.
Again, you are a big part of the tourism industry now in the state of Iowa. How are things looking?
So that's a great question. Tourism overall throughout everywhere has last year peaked way above 2019 levels. So in general, the tourism industry just pretends like 2020 didn't exist, and we compare everything to 2019. So last year overall was a fantastic year for everybody. Also for us, we did very well in tourism in both Clinton and Fulton. And then last year there was a lot of pent-up demand, and people had been saving money for 2 years and finally could go do vacations. This year is not as much, so there's not quite the same spike, but it's still going very well. And I actually just got Fulton's tourism numbers for the year. Their hotel motel tax, which they only have one, but it was up something like 64% for the year or something like that. So that's always great. Love to hear it.
That is good. Now, of course, RAGBRAI is going to be coming up in the month of July. Now, they'll be finishing just downriver down in Davenport. Mm-hmm. Does that help us at all? I mean, people staying in Clinton, or?
Probably not. Okay. Mostly because, as we experienced, of course, when they were here, that ending town, really the bulk of what you're going to benefit from economically is the parking that's ahead of time. So we don't really have that, but that's okay. That means we also don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I need to get in touch with Dan Zerp because he's been doing updates for us the last couple of years on RAGBRAI, and he does such a tremendous job. But yeah, it's kind of funny that the starting point and the end point of RAGBRAI really don't see the effects of RAGBRAI.
Right. Well, and I thought, especially given that it was not just my first year as tourism director, but I started in January and then they were here in July. And so for me, I was like, oh, no, this is good. This is a level I can handle. I can't imagine being a pass-through town or an overnight town that has to come up with all of those details. But yeah.
And I know Davenport has had this happen before, but it's the same day as Bix when RAGBRAI wraps up.
Yeah, that seems crazy to me. I do, of course, know several of the people in tourism there, and I just think, I would be pulling my hair out. So I'm glad I'm not dealing with that.
Of course, we're in midsummer, but what's things looking for you fall and winter?
So we, in tourism in general, there are a lot of fall conferences, people that kind of wrap up all of your summer activity. So I have, I think, 3 or 4 different conferences I'm attending this fall, as well as different one-day events that are all tourism related. So there's a lot of that. We are getting ready for Grow Clinton, both the Grow Clinton as a whole and then also specifically tourism are getting ready to redo our websites. So that will keep us very busy, I'm sure, over the fall. And then I'm actually working with Clinton Herald. I work with them to do the visitor guide. And so it's been a great collaboration. I'm very grateful for it. And so I had reached out to them about a month ago, and I said, hey, for next year, I just want to change up everything. I want to change the way it looks, the way it's set up, whatever. Can we start working like maybe in November? So that's our plan, is to work on it October, November, and change it up. All Hopefully right. Bring you something brand new for next year.
Great to see you in again.
Thank you.
And enjoy your 4th of July.
You too. Happy 4th.
If people want to find out more information about Grow Clinton, what's the best way?
Well, growclinton.com, of course, but also get on social media. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, Grow Clinton, or visit Fulton.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Grow Clinton, a